Guys, and welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Tessy. So in this video I'm going to be updating you guys. I got a question under one of my video supermarket vlog. So someone asked me the situation in Italy right now. Yeah, we all know that Italy is the second country to have this outbreak in a very massive way. Even they got ahead of China in terms of the deaths. So last month was a terrible month for us here in Italy. Like the whole death, the whole race, the amount of the death in Italy last month was just massive. So the month of March was absolutely horrible for us here in Italy. The movements are still the same, guys. Like the less movement. In fact, I don't know if I mentioned it in one of my vlogs that they went ahead to close more companies to reduce the movements of the people, because during the first 2-3 weeks of this whole outbreak, they still like people, like some people, to companies to be open. So the movements were still more during the 3rd week of the outbreak. So after then, because the increasement of the infected people were not encouraging, when you go to like Milano's a train station, there are a lot of people, and the metro were packed with people. In fact, I work with I live with someone, with a train driver. He's my neighbor, so he was telling me how the train were always full of people. So during that period, a lot of people were getting infected, and that was the period, which is last month, that was the period a lot of people were dying in Italy. So after that season, they reduced the movement of people. They shut down so many companies as well to reduce the movement. So yeah, like I said, last month was terrible for us here in Italy, but this month we just started a month of April, right? There is positive and the negative as well. The deaths shows, like the rates of the death are reducing. Sometimes they are up, sometimes they are down. Like the lowest we have for this month is 500. The others we are 600, 700, 600, 600, 600. But the infected one as well, at the beginning of the month, like this April, it was going high, which was when they asked people to start going out, taking their kids out. So the streets were full of people, a lot of movement, and some of the city lacked a lot of check-ups, like checkpoints. Nobody is controlling them, so people went out of order and started going out again. That increased the infected people. So a lot of people got infected here in Lombardia. We know that all over Italy, Lombardia is the city or the region where the death rate was high and the infected ones was high as well. So, but there is a part of South Italy which has a lot of infected patients, but not as much as it is here in Lombardia. But that one is, at least we are praying to God that let it be under control, because in the South Italy they don't have the amount of medical equipment that the North Italy have. So but everything is under control. Thank God for the transport patients from the helicopter and the rest of them. So that is the situation right now. The schools supposed to be open this April. I talked about it in one of my vlogs that they are not going to be opening school this April. In fact, the latest update is that the schools are not going to be opening till end of the year, probably next year, but there is a possibility of September, but depends on the school. Maybe the nursery school and pre-nursery won't be open for this year, and the elementary school and the secondary school might be the school that will be open during like September period. So we are not sure yet, because they are still talking about it. They are still debating over this opening school this year or not. So yeah, that is aspect of the school. Also, the schools are not, there is no hope right now that the schools are going to be opening this year in Italy. I don't know about other country. Another update is that before you go out right now, that is like mandatory for everybody. Before you go out for shopping, if you watch my my last supermarket vlog, I'm going to be linking it at the end screen for you guys to see. Before you enter into the supermarket, they give you 2 options. You must wear, either you have your hand glove, but hand glove is not really like 100% mandatory that you must wear them, but it's recommend that you wear your hand glove. And thank God for the supermarket where I normally go, they always have hand glove out, and you cannot touch any fruits or vegetables without the hand glove in the city where in the supermarket where I go to. You know, since this outbreak started, I've not been moving around a lot, like going to check other supermarkets. No, the supermarket where that is close to me, that is where I've been vlogging. If you've been following me up, you must have known that by now. So, but what is compulsory before stepping into the supermarket or any store, you must have your face mask on. Either you're going to the pharmacy, any store, or any place that is open, you must have your face mask. Or if you don't have your face mask, which a lot of us, face mask is very scarce here in Italy, especially the North Italy right now, but the other part of Italy are distributing face masks, which the cities has less population, because here in Lombardia we are one of the most largest region in Italy. So we have to have patience, even as other cities are getting their gloves, face masks. We have to have patience for our own to come, because they have to print for a lot of people, and they've been doing a lot of statistics, like family, how many, and the rest, so to know how many masks they're going to be producing. So back to the supermarket, you must have your mask on. If you don't have your mask, which everybody understand that it's not everybody that can lay their hands on masks at this point, because pharmacy here and the other stores, there is no mask at all. So they recommend you use a scarf, your face scarf, to tie your face. Make sure that your nose and your mouth are covered before you walk into the supermarket or pharmacy or bank or post office or any office or stores that are open. You must have at least scarf or face mask before they will let you in. If not, they will going to walk you out. And as you saw also in my supermarket vlog, if you haven't, like I said, if you haven't watched it, make sure you watch it, okay? They measures fever, like there is fever security that before you walk into the supermarket, they must check your temperature to know how much is your temperature. And if your temperature is more than 35 degrees, they will walk you back home. They won't let you go into the supermarket. And yeah, that is basically what is happening. They ask people to go for shopping at least once a week, because a lot of people have been going out every day. I know this period is really hard for people to stay home, but you people, you out there, that this thing is just started happening in your country, I think you should take Italy as an example, because here in Italy we've been indoor for over a month, and the more stubborn people get, the more this thing infects others, you know, because we don't even know if this thing is in the air or just where you touch or where you don't touch. We don't know. Nobody knows how this thing works. Nobody knows how people get infected. So it's best you stay indoor, which is recommended. They recommend that you do your shopping shopping that will last for you and your family at least for a week. It's not recommended to go out all the time, like go out of the house all the time, because here the supermarkets are always crowded, especially the supermarket I normally go to, which is a Salonga. It's crowded, it's full of people, and one of the reasons why it's crowded is because Italians love eating Italian made food. They just love their production a lot when it comes to food. So that particular store sells most of the things that is manufactured in Italy. Other stores, like other supermarkets, mainly 50-50 imported from abroad, and most of the time Italians don't like eating imported food. They like to eat their own food, like food made in Italy, manufactured in Italy, processed in Italy. So this is why that supermarket is always crowded, and the supermarket sells more of fresh food as well. Other supermarkets sells those things, but this particular supermarket sells them, and this is the supermarket that is close to me, and it's always full of people. So it's not recommended to go out always to stand on the queue, and that is why they are telling people on TV to stay home if you don't have any necessary thing to buy, instead of you to go to the supermarket to stand on the queue and create a long queue. At the end of the day, you buy something of 20 euro, which is not good. So that is it, guys. And what else? What is the next update? Yeah, for the smart working, they are still working at home. They don't know when the whole thing like my husband is still working at home. He don't know when everybody is going back to the office. Probably they are thinking maybe from next month they will start sending people back to their offices, because people are actually getting really tired of staying home right now. But the good news is that the numbers of the dead are reducing, and they are also still advising for wash your hand, keep your hygiene level high, and try to keep a social distance if you find yourself outside. So yeah, that is the update in Italy right now. No school. You must wear mask before moving around. If you don't wear mask, you will be likely get a fee from the police if they stop you. No more going to the park, like jogging in the park. No, they've cancelled that. In fact, most of the parks are closed. Like it's the park close to my house for kids, they are closed, and the bigger parks where people go for exercises are still closed at the moment. You can do all your exercise at home, anything you want to do at home. Because they don't want the streets to be crowded, because the more they let people out of the street, the more the infected ones start increasing. And we are still down, like stay around your area, around your house. You can't travel out of your city without any reasonable excuse. If you do, they will give you a fee. So yes, that is it, guys, and we are praying that all these things is going to reduce soon enough. So I'm going to use this opportunity to advise you guys out there that this is happening in your country right now, both in Africa, in America, in the UK. A lot of people will be stubborn to stay indoor. I know it's difficult to stay indoor. Look, at the beginning in Italian, we are so stubborn to stay indoor because nobody, it's not easy telling someone that lived all their life outside, like wake up in the morning, go out for a walk, go out for a coffee, go out for dinner with friends. It's not easy to tell them to stay home, but trust me, this is one of the reasons why the rate of the infected one increased in Italy. And these are not good for the old people and people that already have one sickness or the other. And in fact, the latest update is that it's also attack people that has no disease and even younger ones. So that makes it more dangerous and more aggressive. So I'm begging you with this video, I'm telling you guys, if you don't have anything you're doing outside your home, for the witness of someone that have lived in Italy, that is living in Italy, living in the red zone, I've witnessed what has happened in Italy for this past month. Please, I'm begging you to stay indoors, because you might be saving a life. Because this thing here, there was a news the other day that someone was getting better, like the person was getting better in the hospital, and the following day the person died. So they've not figured out how this sickness works, because someone might be getting better today and tomorrow, before you know, the sickness will take the person. It's just like when aggressive cancer come back to someone's body. So it's best you stay home and avoid getting this. And the most dangerous one is that most of the people that have this don't know that they have it, and that makes it dangerous, because most of the people don't have any symptom at all when they have this. So that's is why it's dangerous, because they will go meet other people that are not as strong as them. Maybe their immune system is not strong. So when they come in contact with these people, maybe at the supermarket, maybe in the office, maybe on the streets, maybe jogging in the park, maybe walking anywhere, or maybe just neighbors exchanging words, but you are keeping social distance, but exchanging words, but they don't know they have it. But that moment they stay with you talking, or maybe they touch something, and because you think the person is normal, because there is no symptom, you will touch that thing, and when you touch it, you catch it. This is why they advise people to stay home. So I'm telling you today, as someone that is living in Italy today, where this whole thing is happening, stay indoor. If you don't have anything to do outside, it's best you stay indoor. Keep your family indoor. When you go to shopping, make sure you wear your gloves, wear your face mask, cover yourself well, because this sickness, this virus has no can penetrate anywhere. It has no skin color. It attacks anything human organ. As long as you have blood cells flowing in you, this sickness has no it has no boundary. Like nothing will stop it from happening. So for you to save your loved one's life, please, I'm begging you to stay home. Let one person in a family go for shopping if shopping is needed. If you think, oh, you can't do without your boyfriend, or you can't do without your husband, this is time you can do without them. Let he or she go for shopping, and one person stay home. If you're a family, let the husband or the wife go for shopping. This is what is advised here in Italy, and this is what has been working for us. So stay home is the best way. The best way to allow this thing to be contained is to stay home, stay indoor, move less, do your exercises at home. There's a lot of ways you can do exercise at home. Bond with your family, create new memory with your family. It's best you do this. So use this time to bond with your family, create some new memories, or use this time to relax instead of saying you can't stay home because you're not used to it. It's best you stay home and get used to it than going out there and getting infected and see yourself fighting in the hospital. It has not been easy for us here in Italy. The truth, it hasn't been easy for us, but what can we do? We have to obey the medical system. We have to obey them for staying indoor, because the more we are out there, the more people are getting infected, the more they have a lot of jobs to do. So I'm telling you, please stay indoor. If you don't have any reasonable thing to do outside your house, stay indoor. There are a lot of activities to do at home. You can clean, you can cook, you can create new memories for yourself and your family. If you're single, there are a lot of things to do. You can read books, you can just do that. There is always thing to do at home that keeps you busy from morning till night. So I'm going to stop here, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, but you guys know that majority of the people that die here are old people. There are young ones as well. That there are doctors and nurses, and the innocent one took little babies, like not very little babies. I don't know their age actually, but I think they are from 10 years or 12 years. So also die here. But this is why they said they don't know how this thing works, because when it started from the beginning, they said it doesn't attack kids, but now it's attacking kids all over the world. This is why you should also keep your children safe out of this thing, because you don't want your children to suffer. You don't want your children to be isolated from you. You don't want to be isolated from your children, because that is the worst experience ever you can have. So please, I'm begging you, just stay indoor. And for those of you that is wondering where the death comes from in Italy, is one of the old people's home in Bergamo that it took, maybe someone went to visit them without knowing, which is what I said earlier. Someone went to visit them without knowing that he or she has this thing. Then after touching the place, because the person is feeling normal, after touching the place, the old people's home, maybe they went to visit their mom or their father and left. That is when the whole outbreak started in that old people's home, and it took a lot of life, like a lot of life. Even that place lost more people than the first place that this outbreak started in Italy. So please, I'm begging you, wherever you are, America, France, Spain, UK, anywhere you are, that you know that there is already case in this place, listen to your medical team, listen to doctors and nurses that are advising, listen to your government that are saying you should stay home. They are not trying to weaken you, but they are trying to protect you, and they are trying to give space for the doctors and the nurses that are working in the hospital to do their job well. Because when they get exhausted, trust me, when they get exhausted, they won't do their job well. But when you give them time by staying home and let this whole thing, it will pass. Trust me, this thing will pass. It just take a patience, a moment. We have to have that patience and keep that moment, and we just have to endure. Endure for this period. It's not something that will last forever. Endure, meditate, pray, use this time to do a lot of things for yourself and your family, because this time will pass. The more we obey, the more this thing will go. But the more we said no, I can't stay home, the more we keep dropping it like a bomb. It will stop, it will continue dropping. So it's best we just listen and stay home, including in Africa. That think I've been watching a lot of videos in Africa that said it doesn't come to Africa, it's not Africa's sickness. This is not a sickness, this is a virus. Virus is different from sickness. But this virus attack spread in the way, like dangerously more than every other virus out there. Yes, so it's best in Africa, please do not drink too much alcohol, because a lot of them are saying that they said they should drink alcohol. And I saw a picture where a pastor were giving the members Dettol. Dettol is like a disinfectant that they used to clean the floor or put in the water to take a shower. A pastor give their members the Dettol to drink to prevent them from getting this coronavirus thing. And guess what? It killed over 50 people. 50 people that will have been alive today, that maybe they won't even come in contact with this virus. The pastor killed them just because of just because of ignorance, lack of wisdom, lack of. We can be Christians, we can pray to God, but do not do something stupid. Do not self-medicate. Do not go to the pharmacy and start buying chloroquine, taking them by yourself. Chloroquine can kill you even faster than this virus. Do not self-medicate. All you need to do is to follow your doctor's, your nurse's instruction. Wash your hand when you go out. Go out less. Try to stay home with your family. Clean your house. Clean your environment, keep your hygiene level up, spend time with your family. This is the only thing we can get rid of this thing. But as long as we keep being stubborn, keep looking for that money, remember that the person that will eat that money is the only one alive. So if you are stubborn enough, so if you think you're too stubborn that you don't want to listen to your medical advice or the government advice, and someone invites you for a birthday and you go to, you never know how many people that has, like I said, this, some people has this without symptom, and you go, maybe probably you would have it, you would get infected, but what are you going to do to your parents, or your loved ones that are, their immune system are not as strong as you are? This is why they said stay home. Quarantine means do not visit your next door neighbor. Do not go inside there. Do not have any gathering except in your home. The only people you have to have gathering with is people in your home, people that is in your area, in your house, people you are living with in your house. Not even your neighbor is allowed to come inside your house. Anything you have to do with your neighbor, both of you has to have exchange of masks and do that outside, and that is it. This is what quarantine is. Do not go for birthday party or any so kind of party, even if you live in the same street with this person. This is a way to avoid this. This is what quarantine is. Quarantine is not like you open estate and let everybody in your estate come for a party, because you never know who has it in you. Even if they don't go out, you never know who has it, because most people can have it without symptoms. So it's best you stay home. Even some families don't eat together anymore. They live in the same environment, but they don't eat together, like meet each other anymore. They don't visit, brothers and sisters don't visit themselves at this point. Means that is to show you guys how serious it is. I'm talking about African right now. So please quarantine yourself in a good way. Try to avoid this thing. The better we start responding with our medical advice, the early they get rid of this thing. But as long as we are out there being stubborn, not staying indoor, not used to staying indoor, this thing will keep spreading. This thing will keep spreading like the way we don't know. They are working so hard, tirelessly. Doctors, nurses, scientists, looking for an answer, looking for vaccine to this. For the only help, the only thank you we can say to them is to stay home. Stay back home. This is the only help, like only gift we can give to them is to stay, everybody stay back home. For them to be able, at least for them to have the enough space in the hospital, enough space to think well, to develop the right vaccine for this. But if we don't stay home and the hospital is always full of patients, always full of sick people, I don't think they can figure this out. So if you love anybody around you that is a doctor or a nurse or any healthcare worker out there, scientists and the rest, if you love them so much and you want them to be alive, you don't want them to die at the front war of this, because this is a war, stay home for their sake. Stay home, whether they are your sisters or your brothers, just stay home for them, because you are staying home to save their life. You're staying home to save everyone's life. You're staying home to save the world, not just staying home because you have to stay home. You're staying home to save the world, to make this world a better place. So guys, I hope you enjoy watching this video. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Please subscribe and share this video. If you haven't subscribed already, share this video and give it a thumbs up. So I will see you in my next one. God bless you all. Bye.